The more I learn about Concord, the more it becomes painfully obvious that this game wasn't made with anyone in mind. That may seem a little bit harsh, but there are so many reasons why this game was doomed to fail from the start. If not exactly the start, then maybe a little bit later, like day 3 of development, but definitely week 1. As I start to dive into the nitty-gritty, I do want to say that I didn't play Concord, and I think that that's kind of important and also a great thing because I side with the other 7,950,946,104 people that didn't play this game either. For starters, and like as the most basic complaint, I don't really understand in what world they thought a game like this would succeed if it was pay to play. There are a legion of very, very good video games that exist today that, believe it or not, are all free to play. We got Valorant, Apex Legends, Warzone, Fortnite, Roblox, Dota 2, Warframe, etc., etc. And most PvP-based games that exist nowadays and survive are free to play for a very specific reason. There are too many great free games to play now, and not enough players to fund all of these massive projects. So the $40 price tag by itself already put one of Concord's feet in the grave. I believe that if Concord came out and it was free to play, it would have at least gotten you and I to play it for like an hour. You know, one of those nights that you download a random game with your friends, have a little bit of fun, uninstall it, and never talk about it again. And the reason I don't think that I would have stuck around is because I can't really tell you what Concord tried to do differently. A hero shooter with capture points and a diverse cast would have been an amazing game when they started to develop this 8 years ago. But you want to know what else happened 8 years ago? Overwatch, the first one. And unfortunately, Overwatch on release day 8 years ago seemed to have been in a better state than whatever Concord is trying to be today. The idea of a hero shooter isn't new or brilliant or exciting. I'll tell you what it is though. $40. I am in no way, shape, or form a Phase 1 gamer. Most times, I don't really buy or download games on release. I normally wait until some of my friends convince me to play it, or until I see some footage of the game that looks good enough to make me sit down and actually spend the money. But as like a spectator from the outside looking in, Concord never delivered on that front like at all. It was generic in almost every way possible. Game modes that Halo has been doing since 2001, or maps that were pretty cool conceptually but fell flat in the game itself. I think they probably thought that the hero aspect of this game was gonna be the main selling point, but every game has heroes now. I've been dating my girlfriend for 5 years, and even she has 2 abilities with an ultimate move. In Concord, you're supposed to be fighting across 4 different planets, but you can't really tell the difference until you look up. Like, there's this map called the Bone Mines that's supposed to have the remains of like giant creatures and bones, but then you look at it in game and it's just bones with some rocks and dirt. Hey, how's it going? This is awkward. I was gonna do a bit here where I showed you a bunch of pictures of the Bone Mines map, but then the big reveal was going to be that all of the pictures were from different planets and different stages, and it was just kind of going to be me harking on how generic it all looks. But unfortunately, I can't do that joke anymore because all of the pictures of the maps aren't available anymore because PlayStation has taken down the official Concord info page. So I guess that's even sadder than what I was going to do. Let's keep going. Now, as we mentioned the weird, dated, and somewhat bland designs to overall gameplay, we have to talk about possibly the worst part of the entire game, and I'm sure you can guess this one. I'm talking about the character designs. I have never seen a roster so confusing and unappealing in my entire life. And before anyone tries to be a rat bastard in the comment section and tries to shit on this game for being woke or too inclusive, that's not the issue here. I have seen so many tweets with tens of thousands of likes saying that Black Myth Wukong did good because it didn't pander to the woke audience. Meanwhile, Concord failed because it did. That is just such a stupid, brain-dead take from people that need to make everything political. That's not the case here, like at all. Get the fuck over it. Most great PvP games are pretty inclusive. Tekken is one of the most successful fighting games of all time, and it has everything. I'm Latino, and this is King. Crazy enough, I have an uncle that looks just like that. Being inclusive is not the issue here. The issue is that it's downright atrocious to look at. I don't mean like faces or body types or features. I mean that the entire game is just a straight up eyesore. Every single character in this game looks like a random person had to do a closet cosplay in 2 minutes. It looks like someone hit randomize on a sci-fi Elder Scrolls character creator. One off just looks like a barrel of gasoline with a camera attached to it. De Beers has a hideous helmet on a glassy suit with shoulder pads that are just there for the sake of it. Imari has green lipstick and then pink on her helmet and random color spouts all about. But the suit also looks like it's made out of plastic. In fact, there's fabric that is bunching up on her thighs. Is this supposed to be the armor character or not? Baz, who as far as I can tell is supposed to be the assassin type knife thrower, is in the loudest red coat I have ever seen, wearing knee pads for some reason. Roka looks like if Doom Guy just forgot the rest of it. And again, I'm not roasting these because they're overly inclusive. Overwatch is inclusive as all hell. It is the fact that Concord seems to try to be different for the sake of being different. Hell, even the fucking guns look ugly. How do you make an ugly gun? In their silly and randomized attempts at trying to be inclusive, they excluded 99.9% of the gaming population that would have supported this game. I'm of course talking about gooners. Overwatch character designs are going to far outlast the fan base of the game itself. We all know why. The only thing that's not gonna last is me, am I right? Hey, the designs are abhorrent, and it all sits in this weird realm where the game almost seems like it doesn't know what it's trying to be. There's muted colors in Starfield-esque spacey backgrounds, but the stages are populated by a girl with pink hair and blue skin in a crop top with bra straps showing. And I mention Overwatch so much because when you look at that game, the design choices and stages available are phenomenal. I mean, look at this stage. It's so beautiful, but as we all know, Greece isn't real. Everything is so vibrant and in your face. But it all also serves a purpose to the player and the design itself. Reaper is a dark and sinister guy with the ability to teleport and eliminate enemies if he positions correctly. He's wearing black on black with a skull mask, and even if it doesn't serve as camouflage, he exudes the concept of death. Pharah glides really high in the air in her armor while raining death from above, and her armor is a vibrant blue to encapsulate her ballsy and in-your-face playstyle. Mercy is literally an angel. She heals, she revives, and she flies. But in Concord, this is De Beers. As we can see, she has this hazmat helmet on. Surely her abilities will be something with smoke, maybe a poison attack that only she is immune to, like Viper from Valorant. No, she shoots fucking rockets. And I know we already talked about her, but this is the melee assassin? Really? Why not just full send and create entire weird, unique beings that are different instead of mishmashing some random shit together? Create monsters, creatures, mutants, piles of goop that are sentient. But actually, I don't know, maybe that kind of design just wouldn't work in a hero shooter. I can't really shake the idea that this game was made for nobody. The deluxe edition came with 16 character skins, which definitely means that alongside the $40 entry point, they expected this title to also be live service, which is just ridiculous. The more I look at it, the more frustrating it is that a game like this even exists in the first place. The fact that this game cost $100 million to make and couldn't even break 1,000 concurrent players makes a lot of sense. Nothing in this game really works too well, and the pieces seem to not even work with each other. It's like a mishmash of lifeless ideas that almost feel AI generated or at least conceptualized in some nightmare blunt rotation. If I gave a blind person the gift of sight for the first time in their life and then asked them to design characters for a video game, they would make Concord. And it is tragic that so many people spent 8 years of their life developing straight up trash, but I do hope that they at least got paid enough for wasting their time. I don't know. It's just such a weird situation, and I just had to talk about it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play a video game that has more concurrent players than Concord does, like Lobotomy Corporation, or Battle Brothers, or Rusty's Retirement. See ya!